you won't believe what just surfaced online. Bambi's personal diary, yes, her actual handwritten diary, has been leaked, and it's blowing the lid off her entire relationship with Scrappy. Forget everything. You thought you knew about their breakup? Because this just flipped the whole narrative upside down. The internet is on fire as fans comb through every jaw-dropping entry, and one thing's crystal clear. Rayface didn't just appear after Scrappy. No. He was there the entire time. In her own words, Bambi reveals secret meetups, private calls, and the kind of emotional support she claims she never got from Scrappy. And the wildest part? She even hints that Scrappy knew all along and turned a blind eye. So was their marriage doomed from the start? Was Rayface always the backup plan? Or was he the main one Bambi wanted all along? We're breaking it all down, from the diary pages to the reactions to the chaos that's now exploding on social media. But hold up, because just when we thought this couldn't get messier, the story takes a sick twist. Let's dive in. When fans first heard about Bambi and Scrappy's split, it felt like another sad chapter in the love-hate saga of reality TV romance. But what nobody knew, what nobody could have imagined, is that behind the Instagram filters, TV edits, and red carpet smiles, a different story was quietly being written. Literally. In a leather-bound diary, hidden away in a drawer Bambi thought no one would ever open, she poured out her truth. And now, that diary has been leaked. And what's inside? It's not just tea, it's scalding. We're talking betrayal, emotional neglect, secrets, and one name that keeps appearing over and over again: Rayface. Let's rewind a bit. Bambi and Scrappy's relationship had always been rocky. From cheating rumors to on and off breakups, they became a headline-generating couple you could never quite root for, but couldn't look away from either. To the public, Bambi was the loyal wife trying to hold her family together, while Scrappy was the rapper-turned-dad still struggling with immaturity and alleged infidelity. But in these leaked diary pages, Bambi flips the script completely. She writes about long, sleepless nights, crying in silence while Scrappy was out at the studio. She describes the loneliness, the gaslighting, and the emotional numbness of feeling like just another accessory in Scrappy's chaotic life. But it doesn't stop there, because in these same pages, we learn something absolutely explosive. Rayface. Yes, that Rayface was already in Bambi's world before the marriage even fell apart. And this isn't just speculation. Bambi spells it out. In one jaw-dropping entry dated 8 months before the official separation, and just 4 weeks before their legal divorce papers were filed, she writes, "I talked to Ray again tonight. I know I shouldn't, but he actually listens. When I say I'm hurting, he doesn't try to flip it on me. He just listens. I forgot what that feels like. Let that sink in." While Scrappy was busy defending himself on Love and Hip Hop reunion specials, Bambi was already emotionally checked out. She was seeking comfort in another man, a man who, according to her own words, was always more emotionally available than Scrappy ever was. Now here's where it gets messier, because not only did Bambi mention Rayface in private diary entries, she also included photos. Leaked with the diary were 2 never-before-seen pictures of Bambi and Rayface. Candid, low-key, and clearly not just friendly. One is a cozy dinner selfie with no captions, no glam squad, just them. The other? A FaceTime screenshot with a timestamp that places it weeks before Bambi and Scrappy's public announcement of their divorce. And let's be clear, this was no rebound. This wasn't a "he slid into my DMs" moment. This was something deeper. Something ongoing. In fact, Bambi refers to Rayface as her mental escape in one particularly emotional passage. She writes, "With him, I don't have to perform. I can just breathe, I can cry, and he doesn't ask why I'm being extra. He just holds space for me. Scrap never did that. Not once." This paints a completely different picture of the relationship fans thought they knew. We're no longer talking about a sudden affair. We're talking about a parallel emotional connection that may have existed throughout the final year of her marriage. And it begs the question, did Scrappy know? Did he feel her pulling away? Because one thing's for sure, his behavior in that final season of the show makes a lot more sense now. Viewers always noticed Scrappy acting more paranoid, more confrontational, and more distant than usual. Fans chalked it up to rapper stress, or his beef with the cast. But what if he knew something was off? What if he saw the signs but ignored them? Because he didn't want the truth. And get this, Bambi even wrote about that too. He kept accusing me of hiding something, of being different. I guess I was. But I wasn't cheating. I was just healing with someone who cared. That one sentence right there, it's enough to split public opinion right down the middle. Because now the internet is asking, was Bambi emotionally cheating, or was she just surviving? Regardless of which side you're on, one thing's clear. This story is bigger than we thought. And the leaked diary isn't done revealing secrets yet, because just when we thought this couldn't get any wilder, a bombshell entry dated the week of their anniversary changed everything. He didn't even remember. No flowers, no card, not even a text. I sat in the car that night outside the house and cried for 2 hours. Then Ray called. I didn't tell him why I was upset, but he knew. He always knows. Boom. In that single paragraph, Bambi confirms that even on the most intimate, meaningful days of her marriage, it wasn't her husband who showed up emotionally. It was Rayface. And that's not all. In an unreleased audio note, allegedly recovered from Bambi's phone backups, she can be heard venting through tears. I'm tired of pretending like I'm not already gone. He keeps asking me to smile for pictures, to show up for appearances. But I'm empty. Scrap broke something in me that I don't think he even sees. It's raw, it's heartbreaking, and it's the realest insight we've ever gotten into her world. But hold on. Because just when we thought this diary leak was about to quiet down, there's one name that starts popping up more and more as the pages go on. And it's not Scrappy. It's not even Rayface. It's Erica. Yes, Erica Dixon. And the way Bambi describes her involvement, let's just say, the sisterhood is dead. So just when we thought this scandal couldn't go any deeper, Erica Dixon's name enters the chat. And no, it's not in a we cool now kind of way. According to Bambi's leaked entries, Erica was never just Scrappy's baby mama. She was a problem, a major one. In one particularly tense page dated during the peak of Bambi and Scrappy's final year together, Bambi writes, "It was never just about Scrap and me. It was Erica's constant interference, the side texts, the fake drama, the way she knew just how to trigger him, then sit back and play victim while I took the hits." She even claims that Scrappy would sometimes compare her to Erica in arguments, a move that destroyed her self-worth and trust over time. He used to say, "At least Erica didn't nag me this much." Like I was supposed to clap and cheer for emotional abandonment. It paints a twisted picture of what was going on behind closed doors. From the outside, it looked like Bambi had married the man and was simply dealing with a complicated co-parenting setup. But on the inside, it was psychological warfare. And here's where it gets even more intense. Bambi alleges in the diary that Scrappy and Erica were still communicating in ways that crossed boundaries, especially late at night. She claims, "He used to tell me he was texting about Imani, but I'd catch emojis. Red hearts, not from the kid, from her." And then came the bombshell, a screen recording, allegedly from Bambi's old iCloud backup, showing Scrappy FaceTiming Erica at 2:03 a.m., shirtless, laughing, playful. It didn't sound like co-parenting, it sounded like closure never really happened. But in Bambi's world, it was one more reason to check out emotionally and turn towards someone like Rayface, who wasn't playing mind games. At this point in the story, fans are divided. Some say Bambi should have left Scrappy the moment she felt disrespected. Others believe she emotionally cheated by keeping Rayface around. But wait, it gets crazier. Because just when you think Scrappy's the only one getting caught in lies, Bambi drops another bombshell. She admits, on paper, that she wasn't just emotionally attached to Rayface. There were moments, very physical moments. We kissed. Just once that night in Miami. I swore I wouldn't let it happen again. But the moment he touched my hand, I felt like someone finally saw me. Boom. Confirmation that this wasn't just friendly vibes or a shoulder to cry on. This was a full-blown emotional affair that crossed into physical territory. And where was Scrappy during all this? According to another leaked entry, he was in Atlanta. working on music and ignoring her texts for 2 days straight. Bambi writes, "He disappears and reappears like a magician with no tricks. But somehow, I'm always the one apologizing. Always the one doing too much." That recurring emotional dismissal seems to be the thread that holds all this chaos together. And in those moments of being ignored, gaslighted, and emotionally benched, Rayface became the substitute. Except, this wasn't a game. This was real life, real heartbreak, real consequences. And those consequences are stacking up fast. Because now, Scrappy has allegedly seen the leaked pages, and he's livid. An anonymous source close to the rapper said, "Scrap is acting calm in public, but behind the scenes, he's losing it. He says the pages were edited and claims Bambi's trying to destroy him because he's moved on. But here's the kicker. He hasn't moved on. Because in a recent IG Live that mysteriously got deleted after 2 hours, Scrappy appeared alone, pacing back and forth, visibly emotional, muttering, "I gave everything to that woman. I gave her my name, my life, and she was gone before I even knew I lost her." Ooh, the man is hurt. And while fans argue over who's right and who's wrong, Rayface is staying silent, for now. But don't think for 1 second he's out of the story. Because another diary entry reveals that Bambi and Rayface had been planning a soft rollout of their relationship months before the divorce was final. She writes, "He wants to go public. He says he's tired of hiding, tired of being my secret piece. But I told him I have to protect my son. I don't want to drag him through this circus just yet." So now, the timeline is even more twisted. Not only was Rayface a presence during her marriage, but he was already gearing up to be her next chapter. And here's where things take a wild turn. Because guess who else knew about Rayface way before the public did? Mama D. Yes, Scrappy's own mother, the same woman who made headlines for feuding with Bambi during the show's later seasons. In one of the most jaw-dropping diary entries yet, Bambi writes, "Mama D called me a disgrace to the family. She said she knew I was sneaky. She never liked me. I asked her why. She said, 'Because you think you're better than us, but you ain't nothing but a glittery snake.'" Now, whether or not that conversation actually happened is still up for debate. But the fact that Bambi felt that way enough to write it down shows how toxic the family dynamic really was. And that brings us to one of the final entries in the leaked pages, possibly the most heartbreaking of all. "I stayed too long. I fought for something he didn't want. And now I have to start over, again. But this time, I'm starting over with someone who already knows my scars and kisses them anyway." If that isn't the final nail in the coffin for her marriage to Scrappy, we don't know what is. But the fallout? Oh, it's just beginning. Because just when the dust seemed to settle, Bambi shows up at Rayface's birthday party with a diamond bracelet that matches his. And the paparazzi caught it all. Now the world is watching. Fans, haters, bloggers, everyone's locked in. And guess who popped up in the comment section of the Shade Room's post about it? Erica, with a single emoji. And that opened up a whole new storm we're about to unpack. So let's talk about that emoji. Erica Dixon casually dropped under a Shade Room post showing Bambi and Rayface getting cozy at his birthday bash. Because of that one emoji, it lit the internet on fire. Within minutes, a 2019 voice note from Erica started recirculating, where she allegedly calls Bambi a rebound with no backbone. The internet went wild. Was this old shade? Or a warning no one believed back? Then, thousands of comments exploded within minutes. People weren't just gossiping, they were choosing sides. Team Bambi, Scrappy has been emotionally abusive. Wait, Rayface has been in the picture? Chilly, this is messy. Erica needs to sit this one out. She's been bitter. So Scrappy and Erica were still messing around too? Whew! And right in the middle of this digital explosion, guess who pops up on Instagram Live again? Scrappy. But this time, he's not pacing. He's not whispering. He's on 10. Let me be real clear. I ain't read no damn diary. I don't know where y'all getting this story. But if somebody trying to paint me out to be the villain while they was laying up with another dude, that's wild. That's foul. That's fake. Then he drops this. You left, Ma. You left. I didn't push you out. You were already gone. Just had to make it official. The room went silent. Fans couldn't believe he finally addressed it head-on. But instead of putting the drama to rest, Scrappy just confirmed everything we already suspected, that the breakup wasn't clean. It was messy, emotional, and long. Overdue. And as fans scrambled to decode his live, another clip went viral. This time, it was Bambi and Rayface walking hand in hand out of an Atlanta restaurant, looking unbothered, glowing, and absolutely confirmed as a couple. The caption? Soft rollout complete. But wait, it gets worse for Scrappy, because just when he tries to reclaim the narrative, another set of diary pages leaks. These new pages aren't about Erica. They aren't about Rayface. They're about Bambi's emotional breakdown during the final days of the marriage. I was crying in the bathroom with the shower running so Scrap wouldn't hear. I didn't want him to call me dramatic again. I felt invisible in my own house. This wasn't just a relationship ending. It was a woman unraveling behind the curtains of fame and family. And it explains so much. Why she stopped appearing in certain episodes. Why she looked distant at events. Why she never clapped back, even when blogs were dragging her for moving on too fast. Because behind the scenes, she was already fighting a silent war no one could see. But now the gloves are off, because Mama D, yes, the queen of dramatics herself, jumped into the chaos with a TikTok rant that left everybody gagging. Y'all keep trying to play my son like he's some kind of monster. That girl has been gone. She's been plotting. Rayface was just the last piece in her little puzzle. Y'all better open your eyes. Don't let a pretty face fool you. She even alleged that Bambi used Scrappy for fame and for storyline clout, and once she had enough followers and endorsements, she dipped. And as wild as that sounds, people ate it up. Within 24 hours, the hashtag #BambiVZs the South started trending. Twitter was a battlefield. Instagram was a war zone. And Rayface? Quiet, strategic, playing it cool, but not for long. Because during his appearance on a live-streamed podcast, the host asked him directly, "So Ray, was it true? Were you seeing Bambi before she left Scrappy?" Ray just laughed, paused, then dropped this gem. "I'll say this. Sometimes people walk out of a burning house, and sometimes they run into something that already felt like home." Phew. Cryptic answer. No denial, no confirmation, just vibes and a velvet voice. But that was all the internet needed to start spinning theories faster than TMZ on Red Bull. And just when the fire started to cool, an anonymous tip landed in the inboxes of 3 major gossip pages. The tip? Allegedly, there is a video of Bambi venting to a friend about Scrappy's behavior during her pregnancy. "I was in labor, and he was out at the club. I was texting him to come back, and he told me to relax. I'll never forget that. That's when I emotionally signed out. I was done." Now, whether this audio is legit or not is still being investigated. But if it's true, that's the final nail in Scrappy's coffin. Because that's not just bad husband behavior. That's abandonment at its rawest. And it leads us to the final question. Did Bambi ever cheat? Or did she escape? Because as the narrative unfolds, more and more fans are siding with the idea that Rayface wasn't the cause of the divorce. He was the consequence. Someone who showed up when Scrappy disappeared. Someone who listened when Scrappy dismissed. Someone who stayed when Scrappy ghosted. And now, Bambi and Rayface are official. They dropped a professional photo shoot on Instagram. Matching outfits, holding hands, soft lighting, no captions. Just the date. April 15th, same date as Scrappy and Bambi's original wedding anniversary. Cold, petty, poetic? That's for the audience to decide. Because what started as a leaked diary turned into a full-blown celebrity fallout of the year. Love. Lost. Secrets spilled. Families torn. And somewhere in the middle of all this drama, a woman who says she finally found peace. Let's just say one thing's for sure. This story ain't over yet, because just as the credits were about to roll, a teaser from Bambi's upcoming docuseries hit social media. They called me a liar, a cheater, a snake, but now I'm telling my story. Fade to black. But before you log off, something new just hit our DMs. A blurry sonogram pic tagged from R to B. Is it real? Is Bambi pregnant with Rayface's child? Or is someone playing a very dangerous game of digital revenge? And there you have it. From private tears to public truths. From emotional neglect to a full-blown relationship rebirth, Bambi's leaked diary didn't just expose Scrappy, it exposed the whole damn timeline. But now, the real question is, was she wrong for seeking peace in someone else before closing the chapter with Scrappy? Or was Scrappy the one who pushed her away long before Rayface ever entered the frame? Because let's be real, this wasn't just about cheating. This was about emotional survival. This was about finally being seen. And what about Scrappy? Is he heartbroken or just exposed? Was he blindsided or just in denial? And let's not forget the wild card in all this, Erica Dixon. Because if that emoji is any clue, she might be holding secrets that could still flip this story on its head. Now it's your turn to weigh in. Drop your thoughts in the comments. Do you think Bambi was already gone before the marriage ended? Was Rayface just the friend who understood, or something more? And should Scrappy speak out again, or just let it all burn? Whatever side you're on, one thing is clear. This story is far from over. So make sure you smash that subscribe button, turn on your notifications, and follow us right here on Celebrity Press. Because trust us, the next twist is coming. And it's going to be even messier. We've got more tea, more receipts, and more drama than ever before. Stay tuned, stay shook, keep sipping, only on Celebrity Press.